HTB family, welcome. How's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. Hope you guys are well. Thanks again for tuning in. Yes, it's another recorded video with no. I'll be showing my face and stuff, in the coming days, so on and so forth. As I again try to, beat this COVID thing. But anyway, I digress. So we're at round 21. Obviously, a lot of things have happened thus far in the week gone by, and this week here is no different, especially with I guess the Manly players coming back, the players who didn't want to represent wearing that jersey, which is fine, and obviously again Nathan Cleary and Luai being out, and I guess a few shuffles here and there, a few teams very desperate to try and hang on to the 8. Some teams trying to do everything they can to get off the bottom, so to speak, and I guess in all of that, we'll just sort of see where we go with my tips, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first game is the Roosters against the Broncos in a game that I've called Cluck and Buck. Yeah, look, it's as simple as that. Both these teams here are pretty good. The Roosters have been on an upward sort of a swing, in my opinion anyway. Broncos, well, look, to be fair with you, I said it before and I say it again, they're still up and down. That's the reality. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality the results show for it. However, in saying that, this game here should be a very tough game in my opinion. Very physical. Looking to the forward pack to lead here. Again, a few surprise omissions and so on and so forth for both teams. But in particular, I think I wanted to give this one here to the Roosters. I think the Roosters can do enough here to pull it. I think they're sort of slowly gaining some steam, so to speak. So Roosters for mine. Game 2 sees the Storm against the Titans in a game that I've called a back-to-back. And I think it's as simple as that. Look, I think the Storm will be too strong here. It's too, how do I say this? Obviously, after beating the Warriors, they're going to be awake. They're going to be ready to get things rolling, and they've got a very serious case ahead of them. As for the Titans, well, a brave effort, I suppose, nonetheless, but a loss in their previous encounter there. For mine, Storm for me. Game 3 sees the Manly against the Eagles in a game against Eels in a game that I've called no water here. Normally, we know these two animals in particular love to thrive in water, but obviously they're playing in a rugby league field again with the puns. I digress. So this game here should be interesting. The players who didn't want to play due to personal reasons will now be back. As for the Eels, well, obviously no Mitch Moses. However, there's been a bit of a shake-up in their squad nonetheless. This game here for mine seems to be a very, how do I say this? It's a home game for the Eagles, but I just, for Manly, but I just feel like the Eels are still a very strong team. They'll be taking a lot out of that win over the Panthers, where they absolutely dominated them, to be fair. In this game here, I see it being a very highly contested game, especially in the forward pack. But I just feel like, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, Manly could come out firing, right? Which is probably what will happen. But in saying that, you just don't know. However, for mine, I think I'm just going to have to, probably a bit of a toss of a coin here. Manly for mine, I think, yeah. Manly for me, yeah, why not? Game 4 sees the Rabbitohs hosting the Warriors, and I'll have that game there on a preview, more in-depth thought and all that stuff, so I hope to see you guys there, so please tune into that. Game 5 sees Raiders against Panthers in a game that I've called a green chance. It's not every day that Raiders sort of get the green light, but especially with a few key injuries, I think it might be the case here. The Raiders can take a lot out of their win over the Titans, as sort of previously mentioned. As for the Panthers, well, yeah, look, the reality is for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be very tough for them to sort of, I guess, stay in the grind, so to speak. Thankfully, they do have a few other games that will help them, I think, on their process to claiming the minor premiership. But there are going to be games like this where it's going to be a bit of a tough ask, I think, in particular. Especially with a team like Raiders as they surge, in my opinion, forward anyway. Now, for this game here, I generally think that what the halves really matter. And it's as simple as that. Anything else will sort of be shaped by it. But for me, simply put, Raiders for me, I think they'll be too strong. Game 6 sees the Sharks against the Dragons in a game that I've called nothing but obviously Sharks and Dragons. Look, this game here should be a very, how do I say this? It looks like a good game, but obviously the results as of recent, particularly from the Dragons, it might not be a close game actually. This might sway in the way of the Dragons, in the way of the Sharks in quite some spectacular fashion. So I think that's what I'm going to be leaning. So Sharks for me. Game 7 sees the Bulldogs against Cowboys in a game that I've called Which Rope Wins. Obviously, both these, the Cowboys with their rope, and obviously the Bulldogs with the leash, so to speak. And which one will be more dominant? The Bulldogs have been riding off a high of momentum, right? It wasn't that long ago when we were questioning them as a franchise, I suppose, and lo and behold, they've come out swinging. And oh boy, have they not missed a bite, so to speak, again in the puns. As for the Cowboys, well, yes, they had a good win over the Dragons. Prior to that, controversial win against the Tigers, but still, nonetheless, it's still wins that have been building up. Arguably the second strongest team in the competition, and have every right, I think, anyway, in my opinion, to be up there in the mix for finals. Now, against the Bulldogs, though, this is a very different looking Bulldogs team. It's a Bulldogs team with a lot of guts, bravado, and I guess a team that's willing to grind when it gets dirty. And as for the Cowboys, well, slow start, but hey, like I said, they're still a very dominant team. Look, as for mine, I think the more conservative approach would be to tip the Bulldogs, the Cowboys, sorry. So I think I'll do that for now. Cowboys to win this game. Tight affair, but I think Cowboys just pull it off. Game 8, the last game of the round, sees Tigers against Knights in a game that I've called the hard climb. And I guess the reason being is because for both these teams, it's funny, because Tigers 15th, even though they'll be making a lot of noise, they're still 15th on the ladder. Knights are 14th. And the climb out of that pit called the 16th place it's a dark and scary and eerie place, and the Titans have known too well what it's about. As for the pick here, look, Knights haven't been going well. That's the reality. As for the Tigers, well, a bit up and down. But, they had a good win over the Broncos. A win that I don't think many particular people did pick. And yet here we are. I think it's only right to sort of go them. So I think I'll do that. Tigers for mine. All right, guys. Before I go as well, we all know we have the HTB guarantee where I pick one winner, no ifs and or buts. Right? And we just go from there. Right? Yeah, I guess. Yep. Cool. All right, so for this one here, I think what I'm going to be doing is the HTB guarantee. All right, so the HTB guarantee is that the Raiders beat the Panthers. There we go. Oh, this is a tough one. All right, HTB guarantee, Raiders beat the Panthers. Anyway, guys, that's me for now. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Take it easy. See you guys next time. And if your team wants to win, what do they have to do? Hold the ball. Take it easy. See you guys next time.